it's Ashley with CoreVoice. I'm so excited to show you the app and all of the features that are included. So let's take a look. Okay, so you'll select the CoreVoice icon from your screen. I'm using an iPad, but you can also use CoreVoice on any Android device or Amazon Fire tablet. I have it on my Android phone, which makes it super convenient to have your communication device on a small phone when you're on the go. I think it's awesome. I created this app to be intuitive and easy to use and dynamic. You'll see on the home screen right here when it launches, the icons are arranged in tabs, which include 80% of the core vocabulary that we use in conversation. There are also many ways to customize the app, but let's look at how it is right out of the box. So here's some of the tabs. So it starts on the home page, like I said, and these are the majority of what you're going to say or communicate with. And then you have actions, questions, and then we have some describing words like opposite pairs. And then on my body, you have body parts, feelings, and some clothing items. And then environment is going to have your days of the week, weather words, first, next, then, and last. And then on the noun page, just your basic nouns, pretty much. Which you can add to. And I'm going to show you how to add to these, or you can even change them if you want. Then the ABC tab has colors, shapes, and a keyboard, which is super helpful. And then you've got your common phrases, which this again, you can also change. But I like having these. These are definitely awesome to have right away. And then this is my favorite on the custom My Stuff tab. It has up to 60 icons that you can add to the screen. So as you can see now, I just have one, and I'm going to show you what you can do with that. But you can add or change any of the other tabs as well, which we can look at later. All right, so let's dive in to listening to it speak, which is like the main function. So I'm on the home screen, and I'm going to say, can I hear more? And look, I'm going to tap on the top.
Can I hear more?
And let me turn up the volume just a little bit for us.
Can I hear more?
Okay, as you can see, it's stayed there in the sentence bar. I'm going to show you how that can automatically clear with some of the features that are built in. If you want to delete one word like that, you can press that button.
Can I hear?
And it'll just say that. If you want to delete the whole thing, you press the 3 carets as opposed to just the 1. Okay, let's look at the settings wheel on the top right. So here are the settings, and you're going to have the current board is English. You can see that at the top. Okay, I also have the ability built in to change it to Spanish. It's just part of the app. You're going to make sure that you want to pick the voice you want to match, which is at the bottom. It's called application voice. Okay. Let's look at these at the top too. We also have masking buttons, editing buttons, edit navigation. So that would be the bottom row that you can edit. And you can also create and manage your own boards if you want to. So let's look at the preferences below. So these are the ones on the side that have the little radio dial on it. I have auto enlarging boards. And so this, if you turn that feature on and you go back, it's going to auto enlarge some of the ones that don't have a full 60 icon set. Okay, so let's go back to the settings. I'm going to turn that one off. I'm going to show you message sharing. So if you turn this one on and you press the back button, do you see that there's a caret that pops up, and you can actually share your message. So if you want to say good night and then you want to share it, it's going to pop up with how you can share this message. So you can airdrop it, chat, messenger, you can save it, or you can also email it. So that's a really cool feature to have. All right, I'll go back to the settings wheel, turn that off. If you want to go to default home, this is if you're on another tab. Let's go back. You can jump back to the home screen after you say something. Okay, and then let's go to nouns. And I'm going to go to You wouldn't eat juice, but you could drink juice. But do you see how it popped right back up to the other tab? So if we do this and see, it popped back. Environment, pop back home. So that's a really neat feature to have turned on if you want to always go back to the home board. If you want to hide the navigation row, sometimes this is nice and helpful if you don't want to navigate to other boards if you're teaching a specific concept. So here it just totally erases that bottom navigation. Okay, let's go back to your settings wheel, turn that off. Protecting settings. Oh, I know this is a huge one. Game changer. Love it. I've worked with so many kids who get into the settings of any communication app and really change everything in it. And some other communication apps are not as easy to change as CoreVoice, but I know our time is super precious. So this can be used to help prevent those unwanted changes. So you toggle that on and go back. And now when you hit the settings wheel, you have to solve a math problem. Now, maybe some of our kiddos can do this, but I'm hoping it creates at least a little bit of a roadblock so it's not as easy to change. So we're going to do that. It gets us back to the settings, so don't worry. Super easy. You're going to toggle that off, okay? One thing that I really like that I talked about is resetting the sentence bar after speaking. So I'm going to turn that on. Let's go back. And let's say, can I eat?
Can I eat?
Oh, and look, it said the message and then it totally cleared it, which is so nice, so convenient. You got the message across. Okay, so now let's go back to the settings. Now we're going to speak on button press. I usually have this turned on all the time. I really like that. If you don't want it to kind of speak twice, then you don't have to. But if you go back,
stop,
look,
lie,
it just says it,
work, my,
which is awesome. And then you can still press the sentence bar to say it all together.
Stop like work, my.
Okay, and that's just silly. But all right, we're going to clear that out. I'm going to go back to settings. I'm going to turn that off. Then I'm going to do zoom 2x. This is just kind of convenient if you really need it to be visually a little bit larger. But you have to scroll, so there are definitely other ways to do it. But this is a nice feature. I don't use it as much, but it is something cool that we've added. Okay, go back to settings, turn that one off. Here are your application voices. It is specific to the device that you're using. There are iOS voices that you have to choose from here because this is an iPad. So as you can see right now, I have Aaron, and if you go down here,
Alex.
It'll like say its name so you can kind of hear the voice.
Allison.
So let's pick Allison and click done, and then that will be your voice from here on out. So let's hear Allison.
Yes.
Okay, that's how Allison sounds, and that is definitely dependent on your device. Okay, go back to settings. I'm going to show you also, this is amazing for therapy sessions. We have added viewing history, and it's the last 7 days. So it puts a date stamp and a time stamp. You can export this, which is phenomenal. So you can send it by email or messaging. You can also delete it. So like I'll delete it right now. Do you want to delete your history? Yes, let's delete it. So then that's clear, which is so great. Okay, now let's go back and I'm going to show you a few more things. All right, so this is pretty big. Masking buttons is super cool. I don't usually like to hide words, but it is useful if you need less vocabulary to start with, and it kind of makes things a little less visually cluttered. But I guarantee you the students really get used to this really quickly in our communicators. So click mask buttons, and you see how all you have to do is press the ones that you want to hide. All right, press close and see how it grayed it out. So these buttons are not, you cannot activate them now, but you can still activate the ones that are here. Okay.
Need.
If you want to, you're like, oh no, I need those buttons back. All you do is go back to settings, click mask buttons. It opens that feature back up, and all you do is push them to get it back and press close. So it's pretty awesome. Really like it. Okay. Now let's look at editing buttons. Let's say you want to add the actual picture on the noun page of your pet or your mom or your dad, sister, brother. So really, you click any button, you see how it has a little plus sign. So you're going to just click on that, and you can change the word. So like, I have a cat named Lucky, so I'm going to actually put her name. And then I can add a picture of her. This is the CoreVoice symbol set. So I'm going to shrink down the keyboard real quick. You have access to the keyboard, emojis, CoreVoice symbols, the camera, or the gallery. So you can add an actual picture. I'm going to look at the emojis real quick. These are super cute. And look, here's a cat right here. Let's pick this. Shrink the keyboard down. You can put any color behind it, or it will keep the color that was already there. Save that and press close. And you see how Lucky changed to the emoji, which is
Lucky.
super fun. Okay. If you want to change it, all you do is go back to settings, click edit buttons, go back to Lucky. And instead, this time, I'm going to go to CoreVoice symbols because I want to change it back to what it was. So I'm just going to scroll down through these symbols, and they're arranged by page. So if you think about it, you've got nouns that are kind of down here toward the bottom, but this is what it looks like. And you're going to find, oh, there's our feelings and emotions. There's our environment. Here are our nouns. I'm getting close. Here is the cat. Okay, so I'm going to press save. And now, check that out. It's back to how it was. All right. So that's a neat feature. Let's go back to settings. I'm going to show you how to edit the navigation. It's exactly the same way as editing the buttons. You just press edit navigation, and then this pops up at the bottom, and you can put anything you want to make it easy to navigate. Okay. Click close. Now we will go to the settings wheel again. And this time I'm going to show you how to create and manage. So this is pretty cool. I love all of these features. Makes it really nice, and it's super affordable. So that's what I like the most about it. As we've added features to this, I've kept the cost down because I think it's super important for families and for teachers, not only speech paths, but parents and teachers to have a really easy way for their kids to communicate and something that's affordable. For example, the Amazon Fire tablets are so cheap, especially certain times of the year. So that makes it a very easy way to purchase and have a communication system for your child. Okay, so creating and manage a new board, or you can edit an existing board. You can always get back to English and Spanish boards if you need to. I suggest creating your own board or only doing small edits on the existing boards. You want to select the board name under the current board options. So here's this where it's kind of grayed out. It says board name, and it pops up your keyboard. So you can name it anything you want. So let's name it test, and we'll push save. Oh, I already have a test under there. We'll just say testing. So it has to be a unique name. You're going to press save, and now see where the current board says testing? We're going to go back and look at this. Oh my goodness, there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. So you would have to add everything you want. So let me show you how to get back. Like I said, you can do it. It's a lot, but you can totally make your own communication board if you want. That is how dynamic this is. Let's go to create and manage. We're going to go to the current board says new, so we want to go to this at the top. If you click on board name, it's just going to ask you to name a new board. So you go to current board and touch that right under there, and look, I can get right back to English. And you can always restore it, export it, or import it. So you can send it to someone or you can import it. But I'm going to click save, and I'm going to go back to settings, and I'm going to go back, and look, now it's all magically back. Woohoo! That's so awesome. Okay, so now I love this too. This is why I have one picture here under this board, under my stuff. Go to settings, and this is how you can turn it into an actual switch. I loved doing this during groups. Some kids communicated using the entire core board, but some really just needed a switch to communicate. So right now, when you're in settings, you can go to auto enlarge boards, and that one will pop into the whole screen. Let me show you what that looks like. You see that, which is great. Okay, but right now it just has the sentence bar that speaks. So let's go back to settings and let's turn on repeat sentence bar. I'm sorry, not repeat sentence bar. Speak on button press. That one is super awesome. And then you could also hide the navigation row, and then it's like a true switch. Look at that.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Love it. So that's really cool. Let's get our navigation row back and take auto enlarge boards. Let me show you this. So it pops back to that. All right. The color also, so the buttons highlight in a yellow color. So that way you can see when you push it, which is nice visual. So I like that. Okay, we're back to the home page. During this video, I've had some notifications pop up. I like to still keep mine on, but you can definitely turn those off and disable those in the settings, so you don't have those pop up when you're working with a student. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to turn your English board into Spanish, which is so wonderful. So as you can see, I clicked on current board and English was highlighted like that. And on the bottom part of your iPad, it's going to come up, there's Spanish. You're going to select that and click done. And then when you press the back button, everything goes into Spanish, and it's so wonderful. Here are all of your tabs in Spanish. They look really good. Make sure to pick a Spanish voice as well, so it'll match. And that you can do down at the bottom. Go back into settings, pick your application voice, and I'm going to switch it back to English. Click done, go back, and there we are. I hope you enjoyed this video and everything that CoreVoice has to offer. I'll be doing some more videos as well, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you love using CoreVoice as much as I do.